Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're tackling the whole landscape of professional standards for accountants. Trying to understand the rule book they follow.
Yeah, it's quite a framework. It covers a lot of ground.
Exactly. We've got materials on auditing standards,
Yeah.
looking at the financials.
Right, for both public and private companies.
Yep.
GAs, PCAOBAS, GAGAS.
And then there's stuff for other services too, like attestations, reviews.
SARS, SSAE, yeah. And quality control, can't forget that, SQCS.
Plus the big one, the AICPA Code of Professional Conduct. Ethics.
Absolutely fundamental.
So our mission really is to pull out the key elements, give you a clear sense of the rules guiding the profession.
Make it understandable. It's all about ensuring trust and reliability in what accountants do.
Okay, let's dive in then. Auditing first seems like the biggest piece.
Makes sense. So for audits, those really deep looks into the financials,
Yeah.
there's a major split. You've got non-issuers, think private companies mostly.
Mm.
Their rules come from the AICPA's Auditing Standards Board. They issue statements on auditing standards, or SAS. That's the GIS for them.
Gotcha. SAS for non-issuers. And the public companies, the issuers.
For them, it's the PCAOB, the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board. They set the auditing standards, the AS.
Right, PCAOB AS for issuers. But it's not just the big annual audit report, is it?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Both AS and PCAOB AS also give guidance for, like, interim financial reviews.
The quarterly stuff.
Exactly. And also those letters to underwriters when a company's issuing securities.
So consistency across different types of audit-related services.
That's the idea. Then you mentioned GAGAS too.
Yeah, the government auditing standards.
Yeah.
Generally accepted government auditing standards.
Right. That's for audits of government organizations, programs, activities, basically anyone getting government funds.
Then what's unique there?
Well, GAGAS often goes beyond just the financial statements. It can cover performance audits too.
Performance audits, like how well a program is actually working.
Precisely. It adds this layer of public accountability about effectiveness and efficiency, not just financial accuracy.
Interesting. Okay, so within these auditing standards, I remember reading about a hierarchy, levels of authority.
Yes, exactly. Think of it like different levels of instruction. Level 1 is the top.
That would be the SS and PCAOB AS themselves.
Correct. And the language here is key. If a standard says the auditor must or is required to do something.
No choice, basically.
No choice. It's an unconditional requirement. If it says should,
Then,
that's considered presumptively mandatory.
yeah.
You're expected to do it unless, there's a rare circumstance where you can justify departing from it.
Okay, so must is absolute, should is almost absolute. You need a good reason not to.
You got it. That really sets the foundation.
What's level 2 then?
Level 2 is interpretive publications. These are things like AICPA auditing interpretations or their audit and accounting guide statements of position.
So guidance on how to apply the main standards.
Exactly. They're recommendations. The auditor should consider them. If you depart, you need to justify how you still met the main SAS requirements.
Right. So influential requires consideration, but not quite the same force as level 1.
Correct. Then there's level 3.
And that is
Other auditing publications, think journal articles, textbooks, CPE materials.
stuff you might read to learn more.
Yeah. It has no authoritative status.
Yeah.
Helpful? Maybe. But you still have to follow levels 1 and 2. You might consider level 3 stuff, but it doesn't override the actual standards.
Okay, that clarifies the audit side quite a bit. But accountants do more than just audits. What about attestation engagements, SSAE?
Right. Statements on standards for attestation engagements. These cover situations where a CPA issues a report on subject matter or an assertion about subject matter. That's someone else's responsibility.
Like what, for example?
Could be an examination, which
Right.
provides high assurance, or a review offering limited assurance, or even agreed upon procedures where you just perform specific steps and report findings. No opinion or conclusion, just findings.
So different levels of assurance depending on the engagement.
Precisely. Then you also have ESSERs,
Which stands for?
Statements on Standards for Accounting and Review Services. This is mainly for non-issuers, private companies.
Okay.
It covers preparing financial statements for a client, compiling financial statements, or reviewing unaudited financial statements.
So not an audit, but still providing some level of service related to financials.
Exactly. Preparation, compilation, review. SRs also covers preparing or compiling things like pro forma information or financial forecasts for non-issuers.
Got it. So different standards for different types of engagements: audit, attestation, accounting, and review.
Makes sense, right? The level of work and assurance varies.
Totally. Now, overseeing all of this, quality control, SQCS.
Yes, statements on quality control standards. This isn't about a specific client engagement, but about the CPA firm's overall system.
The firm itself needs standards.
Absolutely. Firms that do auditing, attestation, or accounting and review services need policies and procedures for quality control
To ensure what?
to ensure they comply with all the professional standards we've been talking about, applicable regulations, and importantly, that the reports they issue are appropriate in the circumstances. It's about building quality into the firm's process.
Like an internal check on following all the external rules.
That's a good way to put it. And finally, tying everything together ethically.
The AICPA Code of Professional Conduct, ET sections.
Right. This provides the ethical framework, principles and rules for AICPA members. It's about ensuring integrity, objectivity, independence where required, maintaining public trust.
And it's enforceable, right? It's not just suggestions.
Definitely enforceable. It assures the public of high standards within the profession.
So when you step back, you see this really comprehensive structure, standards for different jobs, levels of authority within those standards.
And all layered with quality control at the firm level and overarching ethical principles.
The main takeaway seems to be that it's not arbitrary. There's a defined, structured framework ensuring accountants are held accountable.
Exactly. It's designed for consistency, quality, and ultimately trust in the financial information ecosystem.
Which leads to a final thought for you, the listener. With this intricate web of rules, these different levels of must and should and consider, how does an individual accountant actually navigate all this complexity day to day? How do they balance strict compliance with exercising that crucial professional judgment?
It's a constant balancing act for sure.
Something to think about. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.